Blessed be my witches, my spiritualist, and welcome to another episode of Witch Please. It is I, Odin the Seer, and today we are going to be doing another episode of Kitchen Witchery. I wanted to do my 4 Thieves Vinegar. This is also known as Master Tonic, Fireside Tonic. It's been known by many names. It is said that this tonic was, and the reason why it's called 4 Thieves Tonic is because people who were grave robbers during the time of the plague would actually take this on a regular basis to ensure that they did not catch the plague. So this is, anytime there's sickness going on or whatnot, I will always do this. Now, I also want you to know that because one of the key ingredients in it is apple cider vinegar, it also brings in a great weight loss. I'm not a doctor, y'all, right? So I can't tell you guys to use something. What I can do is I can show you what a Fireside Tonic is, or 4 Thieves Vinegar or a Master Tonic is, and you guys can use your own judgment on whether or not you are going to use it. However, this is a recipe that I have used for a long time. First, we're gonna have to have our master bottle here. There is a difference between the Master Tonic and the 4 Thieves. The Master Tonic sometimes doesn't have any other botanicals than the roots, the tubers that you use in this, the peppers, whereas the 4 Thieves has other things that are placed within it. And I like to add that into it as well, because from a magical perspective, I know what they are used for, one, and I also know a lot of the medicinal aspects of them as well, too. So that is the reason why I will add those in. Now, horseradish, depending on where you are in the world, is hard to come by. It is very pungent and it is very strong. First of all, being a tuber, it is a foundational aspect. The other thing about horseradish is that horseradish is good for anything to do with clearing, removing, washing away, keeping away. And from a healing perspective, horseradish is very good with gut flora, which maintains health. I actually will shred mine. And the reason why I do that is because I find that the time that it takes for it to steep lessens, and I also find that there is a stronger taste with it, which is what I want. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do now is we are going to peel this. Now, this does not need to be anything spectacular. I am not going for every little bitty piece to be taken away here. I don't mind having some of the skin in it, to be honest with you. I think it looks pretty. And I think it actually brings in a completely different element. Brings in a protective element. This is so hard to cut, guys. So this is hard work, guys. I'm not gonna lie to you. Now what we're going to do is we are going to take this bad boy here. Now what this is, it's basically a carrot shredder, but it has a bunch of different ones that you can use. You can even slice them if you would like. Sometimes I will just do the slices because it's pretty. But right now we're just going to be doing the regular shredding of this. Now I have been known to put this in a blender before too, when I just didn't have the time. So I'm putting in the energy and showing you the normal process that I would do if I had the time. Now it is hot here today, so I'm sweating up a storm, getting that energy going, and that is good. I love the smell of horseradish. It is such a beautiful, pungent smell. I just love it. So I'm going to continue on with this, my witches, and we will be right back. So we have now shredded this all down. Some of them I do against the grain, some of them I do with the grain, because I want some to be really thin and I want some to be long, some of them to be longer threads. But I wanted to show this to you because I want you to understand that a lot of the times when you're seeing things for 4 Thieves Vinegar or Master Tonic, they will tell you to get a whole bunch. Because they cut it off into squares, whereas when you do it this way, you can see almost half the jar is filled with it, rather than the big chunks, which would only probably just cover about the bottom of it. So this really does help and assist with, really getting that flavor into the mixture. Now, the next thing we're going to be using is our garlic. Now, garlic is good for repelling and moving away anything that is not wanted in your reality. Now, I want to share something with you guys here. Don't throw away the outside of it. This paper-like stuff that's on the husk. Don't throw that away. This is powerful when it comes to when you want to smudge yourself or cleanse yourself and remove negative energy. I use this all the time. I do fuming with it. So I'm just going to be putting this off to the side. Now, why do we use the garlic? Garlic is great for repelling. It is great for removing. It is great for cleansing. It is great for warding off. It is great for healing. It is great for strength to be imbued in someone, right? And it also heats up. Garlic is great for heating up the body, which will actually help kill any bacteria. With that alone, you can see that garlic is very, very powerful. And again, heating up the body, as I said, with the dieting, heating up the body also helps with removing fat too. So this is really good, and I use garlic in almost, well, pretty much everything that I cook. I use garlic because garlic does have those properties. I'm going to be putting a total of 6 of these large ones in. So think about that for a split second, how much garlic I'm actually putting in this. Now the reason why we want to crush the garlic is because when you crush the garlic, it actually releases some of the juices. And this is what you want to do. It actually will add a different flavor and taste. Crush these bad boys up, loosely chopped, because you have so much of this too. We are going to take a bowl here, and we're going to add our barrier. So, I've got some thyme here, okay? I'm gonna use all of the thyme. Before we put the thyme in, we are going to bless our horseradish. Now what we're going to do is we are going to go with our thyme, and we are going to bless our thyme. Alright, so why do we use the thyme? The thyme is great for healing, it is great for strength, it is great for family, it is great for home, but we really want to bring in that antifungal base to it as well. It's also an antifungal. So this is very, very, very powerful when it comes to keeping illness away. Okay, so what we're going to do is we are just going to pour this in now. So now we are going to bless our garlic. So now that we've done this, we are just going to add this into our master bottle. For Thieves Vinegar is basically, it helps remove any illness from the body, okay? But we also want to understand that there's a magical connotation to it as well. If you are using it to not just take illness from your body, but to keep illness away from your body, especially during these times of COVID-19, let's just say, just makes sense. Now the next botanical we're going to be using is going to be sage. Cleansing, purifying, it is also a great antifungal. It is a great antioxidant as well. Sage really assists with removing anything that is unwanted with inside of your reality vibrationally. So we are going to be using this sage to cleanse any illness that may be in the body and to also keep it away from us, keep the vibration high enough so that we don't have to worry about that affecting us in the future as well. So we are going to be blessing this sage now. Now as you can see, honey, we're really going hardcore with this, okay? So the next thing we're going to be using is we're going to be using our onions. Now, a lot of people will say, oh, only use white onions. Some people will say only use yellow onions and all that other kind of stuff. Guys, just use onions. Whatever onions you have, use them. I don't really buy into, and I never have, nor has my grandmother or anybody else who taught me how to do a lot of these things. We never bought into that you have to simply have this. It is better for you to make something with items that they're saying, or people are saying, oh, you really shouldn't be using this, than to not make it and risk illness. Just saying. Onions are great for removing, repelling, stopping, halting any illness, as well as any negative energies being sent towards you. Nikola Tesla said it best. If you want to look at the universe, look at it in terms of vibration. Okay, so illness is a vibration. And we know that onions actually help remove that vibration. Now, another interesting thing about onions is that onions actually absorb illnesses. Ooh, I'm crying, oh, Lord. If there is an illness in the body, you want to be able to have this absorb it and cleanse it from your body, okay? Your energetic sphere. And I have one large and one small onion. Again, guys, this is not a specific amount that you have to put in this per se. This is more about doing it in a way that feels right to you. When you're cutting onions, onions make you cry, right? So they affect the outside world, their outsider's world. So we're also using that power as well to push away any illness that may be within your reality. So now that we've done that, we are just going to start adding this. And our next botanical is going to be mint. So we're just going to pour, not all of this mint, but a lot of this mint. Mint is powerful for overcoming anything. It is also a great antifungal. It's also a great antibacterial. So we want to overtake and overcome any illness that may be already in the body, and we want to be able to remove and repel and overcome anything that may be around us or in our general vicinity. So let's bless this and add this to the master bottle. So now we are going to add in our mint. Garlic is another one that is great for repelling and banishing all illnesses. So we are going to be adding in the garlic to heat up the body, remove all illness, to banish and repel illness from our reality, to bring in health. Ginger is also a wonderful power amplifier. So we're going to be using it for that perspective as well. We are going to be amplifying the power of this for Thieves Vinegar. Okay, so as you can see, we have a lot of ginger here. So we're just going to bless this and we're going to add it to our master bottle. Okay, so now that we've done that, we just add this again to our master bottle. Now, marjoram is wonderful for taking away anything that has to do with depression, anxiety, fear, all of these different things. Now, I've had people ask me before, why do you put marjoram in it? Well, I put marjoram in it because so many people are fearful of these things that they call it to them. It is also a good antifungal. So, there's that, as well as the fact that we want to be able to, all the anxiety that's around illness and so on and so forth, we want to be able to kind of alleviate that as well. So we are going to be blessing this and adding this to our master bottle. We are now going to add this to our master bottle here. It is said that turmeric was not normally used for Thieves Vinegar, but I have seen a lot of people adding this. And to be honest with you, my grandmother actually did the same thing. She added turmeric to hers. It's great with cognizance, it's a great antifungal, it's great for healing, removing bacteria, it is great for spicing up and heating up. Turmeric is wonderful for just creating a strong vibration of healing. They're actually calling turmeric now a wonder botanical. And I'm really excited that people now are starting to understand the benefits of turmeric and starting to add it into their for thieves. And another thing that I'm actually really excited about too, I must say, is that turmeric is easy to come by now. When I was growing up, my grandmother had to go to specialty shops and whatnot to be able to get her turmeric, because it wasn't something that you found very often. Happy times, my witches. Happy times. So now what we're going to be doing is we are going to be blessing this turmeric, and we're going to be blessing it to bring in a healing antifungal. We're also going to be using it for protection and what have you. Now, turmeric is fantastic, but it stains everything, darling. Everything. Turmeric don't play, honey. It's strong. All right, so the next thing we're going to be adding in is oregano. Oregano is a great antifungal, antibacterial, antimicrobial, honey. It's just a powerful, powerful botanical. And when you're sick, darling, If you are using an oregano oil, I can't even begin to get started with that. It's used so often for healing, all right? And it's also great for comfort in home, in family, and all of these wonderful things. So we're going to be adding this into the mixture. So now we are going to be adding in our oregano. There's a big mess going on around here too, just the way I like it. Take it right in there, my witches. Now we are getting into the peppers. These are chili peppers. I have some green chili peppers, finger chili peppers. These ones are the hot ones. Bird's eye chili peppers as well. So I'm gonna go rinse these and then we're gonna get started. If you touch your eyes with this, you will burn the crap out of yourself, okay? So you don't wanna be doing that. So I'm gonna bless these with burning away, with removing, with heating up the body, okay? Because chili peppers are great for banishing, repelling, moving away, heating up, anything that has to do with attacking negative energies, attacking illness in the body. These are powerful, powerful topic vibrations, okay? So we need to understand that. You need to, yeah, and they're hot, just saying. So now that we've done this, what I do is I will cut off the tops, cut down. And it is the seeds, guys, that are really, really, really hot. And I'm just gonna put these right in here. Don't be doing this and then rubbing your face, because I've done that in the past, guys, and it is not pretty. Think about it, it's like pepper spraying yourself. It's not pretty. Let's get these in here. If you have kids, make sure you clean thoroughly before you let them in here, because these little seeds, for some reason, they look very enticing to children. The next thing we're going to be adding is rosemary. Rosemary is another wonderful antifungal. It is an antibacterial again. It is an antimicrobial, right? And again, we want to bring in that sense of healing, home, comfortability. And rosemary is wonderful for that. So we're going to be blessing this and placing this into our master bottle. Lemon is wonderful when it comes to repelling, breaking down. You want to break down the illness in the body, if there's any, okay? You want to break down even the potentiality of illness in the body. You don't want that around you, okay? So, what we are going to be doing is we are going to be blessing these lemons with burning away, with eating away any illness, and also protecting us from any illness that may be coming our way. Now, my grandmother used to actually put the lemons in there as well. You don't have to, but you could if you like. We are going to move on to basically our last additions. Now, this is food grade lavender, y'all, that I'm using. Lavender is great for changing one thing to another. It brings in luck, we know that, but it's also good with anything to do with sinuses, respiratory tract. Right? Now, especially with COVID, because it is a respiratory and it is a whatnot, right? So we want to bring that in here. But again, it's anything for the head, anything to do with the sinuses and whatnot. This helps clear that. And it's also a great antifungal, antimicrobial as well. Boom. You're almost done, my witches. You're almost done. Okay, so here we have some of my favorite vinegars, which is apple cider. Now, apple cider vinegar is wonderful for so many different things. Cleansing, it is great for removing bacteria from the body. It's an antifungal, it's an antimicrobial, antibacterial. It can remove warts. Like, it is the bee's knees, okay? And because it's a fermented beverage, it brings in a lot of the higher vibrations and spirit energies. I also want to let you know, if you do not have this or it's really absorbent, you can, a lot of the Thieves Vinegars used to also have like white wine vinegar in it as well. Another thing you can do is you can use kombucha vinegar. So we're just going to bless this now. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're just going to crack these bad boys open and add them to our mixture. Alright, so I was only able to get a bottle and a half in. I want more. in there. I'm actually going to put the rest of this in. So I'm going to transfer this to a bowl, I'm going to mix it all up, and then I'm going to distribute them with the other bottles that I have. I normally let it steep for about a fortnight, and then I will start taking an ounce shot at a time whenever I'm feeling sick, or if I know that I need to be going out for the next couple of days, and with COVID-19 going on, I will actually prepare my body for this. I will prepare my body a couple of days before, so I might do it 2 days before. I will take a shot each day, and then the day of, and then 2 days after I get back. I will do that just to be able to ensure that I am creating a vibration with inside of my body that is not conducive for illness. Of course, y'all, still wear your masks, still wash your hands, still do those things, darling. It's very important. This does not substitute for common sense and taking precautions. Guys, I just wanted to share. Blessed be my witches, my spiritualists, and welcome back. We are finishing up my 4 Thieves Vinegar or Fireside Tonic or Master Tonic, whatever you want to call it. So it's been about 5 weeks now since I have processed this. So I wasn't going to film this, but I decided that I actually did want to put this in just to be able to give you the last parts. What I did was I have a cheese press, and I pressed out all the liquid from the Botanicals, from the roots and everything that I had in my 4 Thieves Vinegar. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to put this all in a big bowl. I hope this is big enough to do this because I have quite a bit here. Now most people think that once you've done this and you've actually squeezed everything out of it, you're done. And a lot of people don't do this. I, on the other hand, do this. I find that it actually brings in a different variable to these workings. So what is that variable, you may ask? Well, that variable is honey. And not just any honey, my lovelies, my witches. This is locally harvested honey. This honey here I got just literally from a beekeeper that's not very far from here at all. 20-minute drive. Firstly, this also is going to help with anything that has to do with allergies. Pollens in the air, so on and so forth. So anything to do with the blocking of the nose and feeling a certain way. My nose is a little blocked today, so I'm actually going to be taking some of this once I finish this, and it's going to make the world of difference. It's going to help clean up the sinuses, heat up the body, all of these wonderful things. Another reason why I like to put in this honey is because I like to actually sweeten up this working. I like this working to be sweet and focused on what exactly I am doing. Another thing that I find really good about my 4 Thieves Vinegar is that it does actually heat up the body. And it's really good with assisting with the weight loss as well. Now, I'm not saying they should be taking, 4 Thieves Vinegar all the time. I only normally take my 4 Thieves Vinegar during the winter months, and we're getting prepared for the winter months, so here we go. And I am just going to pour all of this directly into my 4 Thieves Vinegar. So I am stirring clockwise here to protect from all illness, sicknesses, airborne illnesses, COVID, all of those unwanted colds, flus, allergies, pollens, dusts, all those things that get the allergies started. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I am going to start to put this back into my bottles because this is done. So as you can see, now I have 3, and these are 8 to 10 ounce bottles filled up completely, and then these ones here are 500 milliliters, so I have a lot. This will last me and my family all the way until spring. So this is just a very powerful way of being able to use the craft and something that has been used for a long time by other structures, spiritualists, hippies, you know, all the people who are really into the natural holistic approach. And again, the magical aspect by doing this, it just blows it out of the water. So, all right, so that is the episode. But before we do that, I wanted to show you to my right here. This is my peanut butter and chocolate cake. It is a cheat day today, and I made this cake. So if any of the Witch Please family want to know about just other recipes like this, I add spirituality to all of my workings, and there's a reason why I chose to make peanut butter and chocolate cake. All right, my witches, my spiritualists, that is our episode for today. If you have not pressed subscribe, you know you need to press subscribe, join the Witch Please family, and do not miss out on a thing. You can follow us on Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, as well as Facebook. You can always send me a personal email at witchpleaseofficial@gmail.com, or you can leave a comment below. Don't forget to press that bell icon so you're notified when a new video comes out, because you know you don't want to miss a thing. I said it before, my witches, my spiritualists, and I will say it again. It is a pleasure to have you in my world. It is an honor to have you in my magic. And you are always in my heart. I will see you again on another episode of Witch Please. I love you, boo-boos. Bye-bye.